Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, which means we are on YouTube and we are talking books. So, this time I wanted to do a little bit on platform building. So, you're a writer, you're writing a book, or you've written a book. And if you've paid any attention, you've probably heard the term platform building. Well, what is that and why is it so important? Well, platform building is building the platform that you stand upon to sell your book. And how you build it is a lot of ways. Um, this is the part that I think a lot of introverted writerly types tend to balk at. Do I really have to be on Twitter? Do I really have to be very online? And the answer is yes, yes, you do. Um, if you want to have success as an author, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I'm trying not to judge, but you do have to build a platform. If you're a nonfiction writer, part of that platform is your authority on your subject matter. Um, and if you're a fiction writer, part of that platform is your personality. You are your own brand. And I know that the first time someone told me you are your own brand, and that just made me cringe because I feel like we're human beings and we're artists and we're not brands. But the fact of the matter is, we are brands, particularly when it comes time to sell that product of your creativity, which is your book. So I have been on Twitter for 10 years. And I have, done better and worse at having a personal brand on Twitter. I tweet as Cincy Bookworm, which I'm super glad that I grabbed that username when I could. Um, because it suited me well. It suited me well in my business as a professional editor. It has suited me well as a writer about the topic of books, as a guest on various webcasts, as an expert on books, reading them, writing them, editing, producing them, whatever. But the other thing about Cincy Bookworm, and this is the important thing for you to remember too, it is authentically who I am. I'm sitting here in front of one of just many bookcases in my house. I'm an avid reader, and I have been that way since I was a kid. So for me, that's a true brand statement. Cincy Bookworm. I live in Cincinnati, and I'm a bookworm. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Um, and my website is branded under my name, even though everyone always misspells it, ericamcintyre.com. But you want to have an author website, and you want to have it be in your name, because you want that name recognition, and you need to build that over time. It doesn't just happen overnight. You need to have an author website. You need to be on social media. And if you're going to engage on social media, please do it correctly. That means answer the people who talk to you and do it authentically as yourself. People can smell a fake from 20 paces. There are lots of writers who do this better and worse. Now, we've all heard the horror stories of the people who've done it really badly, but there are some people who do it really well. If you're on Twitter, which you should be, okay, you might be able to skip some platforms, but I feel like if you are going to be a successful writer these days, you really do need to be on Twitter. You do need to be there. Now, do you need to let it control your life? Do you need to weigh in with a hot take on every daily dumpster fire? No, you do not. You do not have to do that. But you do have to be there. You do have to be present. You do have to pay some attention to what's going on there. Um, you know, Follow writers that you admire. Follow agents who you think might eventually someday want to represent you. Follow publishing professionals. Follow Publishers Weekly. Follow Writers Digest. Follow these accounts. You're going to start learning more about the business that you have chosen to be in, and you're going to start building. We used to call it building a name for yourself, right? If you wanted to be or known in any industry, you had to make a name for yourself. Well, that's pretty much what platform building is, for an author these days. You're making a name for yourself so that when your book does hit, people already kind of have an idea of who you are, and they know whether or not they like you. So be likable, and then they're probably going to be more interested in buying your book. You don't want to be real sales pitchy or cold or mechanical. Social media is, I like to think of it as a digital cocktail party, maybe without the cocktails, a digital conference, professional setting. You know, used to be in the before times, you would go to networking events in person, and how would you talk to the people that you would interact with there? If they asked you what you did, who you were, what you were about, what would you say to them? Well, social media is not much different from that. It's not your professional resume. It's not your sales pitch. It's a conversation. It should be, when it works the best, a conversation. And you should be your authentic self when you are having that conversation with your potential audience. That's how that should be treated. And you should be doing the social media part. You don't wait until your book is ready to be sold, basically, to try to build a platform. Platform building is ongoing. You know, I wrote a blog a few months ago about the 7 steps that you couldn't skip when you were publishing a book. And, you know, platform building was in there as number 4 or something. But really, platform building is one of those steps that's kind of concurrent with all the other steps. While you're writing, while you're getting beta readers, while you're getting it development edited, copy edited, designed, proofread, platform building is going on behind all of that all the time. You know, if you want to spend 10 minutes a day building your platform, that's really all that it takes. Now, there are some people who are much more engaged with it, and your level of comfort with it will vary. Just as, you know, you're a unique human being, your experience of social media and platform building will be unique as well. And again, I know that this is something that is difficult for the introverted among us. It turns out that I myself am a pseudo extrovert. I am not a true extrovert. So I find some of this teeth gnashy too. You know, the fact that I'm making these 10 YouTube videos that I've been trying to make for months is part of that. You know, building your authority in the marketplace that you would like to sell books in. But it's also about building community too. You know, writing is a tough business. And, you know, part of platform building is relationship building with other writers. You know, you want those writer friends out there. It's our job to lift one another up, you know, and a lot of what happens on those social media activities can be that. Another part of platform building that's important is blogging and guest blogging and blogging for yourself. You're a writer, so this part should come pretty easy. Keep a blog on your website, on that author website that you have. That is not optional. There are many ways that you can set up an author website, and they're not even that expensive, and some of them are even free. There's really no reason to not have a website, and you do not have to have a web design degree to have one. I set up a website for myself earlier this year. I used Wix, and they had a preset design for me. And I am not a tech person, and I am not an HTML coder. I'm not. I hate that kind of stuff. I really do. And it's been a great experience, and I have a great website, and I've watched my business spiral, you know, and I get to have a blog now too. So, you know, set up a blog page on that author website and make sure that you're talking to your audience and your potential audience. And again, you know, honesty, being, you know, who you truly are is what counts. And understand that not everyone will love you. That's just the nature of life. But when you find your audience, you will find them and they will love you and you will hit right and you will reach them. But you have to do the work to do that. You know, guest blog. If there are blogs, writing blogs or other authors' blogs who you love, you know, do guest blogs. Get yourself out there into this world that you want to put a book into soon. And you'll have a much better reception. Your book will have a much softer landing, and you will definitely have more success if you've been doing that work to build your platform the entire time. It's really not a skippable step if you want to be a successful author. You have to get out into that world that you're trying to be in, which is the book world. And there's numerous ways that you can do that. So, as usual, as I say on all my videos, if you have questions about any of this stuff, you can leave a comment below here on YouTube. You can tweet me at Cincy Bookworm. You can post a comment on my print blog on my website, where you can also email me. Do you see how this comes together? You got a website, you got a blog, you got a Twitter, you got a YouTube. That's your platform. Who are you? Who am I? Who is anyone? Put it out there and you will find your audience if you diligently do the work, and if you're honest with the people who you're trying to reach. Phony doesn't cut it, but real always does. As usual, happy reading, keep writing, and stay tuned. We'll be back again soon with more stuff about books. Thanks everyone for watching. See you later.